Deep into the 2021 Poker Masters, we have just 3 events remaining. And today's final table is event number 10, the 25K No Limit Hold'em, where no shortage of poker talent made its way inside to spin the wheel of fate and see who would emerge victorious and pick up all those coveted points. Of course, Daniel Negreanu very much in the running for the purple jacket as we feast our eyes. Ali Nejad alongside Maria Ho with the call. 5-handed action, and Maria, these are familiar faces. Sweet Lou Garza, courtesy of yesterday's second place finish, sits atop the leaderboard in the race for the jacket, but not here at this final table after making 3 straight. Brock Wilson in second, Chris Brewer in third, and Daniel Negreanu very much in contention, sitting in 4th place with 281 points and the opportunity to pick up heaps here. With a first or second place finish, Negreanu would take over the top slot. Currently sits 3rd in chips, middle of the pack. Mikita Badziakouski, 1.6 million in the chip lead, followed by Imirovic, and then Jason Kuhn and Seth Davies bookend Negreanu's stack.
No.
I'm going to do that to you next time, Ali.
Don't do it.
Be ready.
It'll hurt my feelings.
Kuhn essentially committing himself here with the King 5 of diamonds, leaving a little bit back. You see that happen quite a bit, just in case there's fireworks behind him, can still potentially find a way to get out of the situation.
Now Badziakouski with the ace-10. Sends it into the muck.
Good luck, pal.
And Kuhn
takes
his last stand with this King 5.
Suited king. He's like,
here, touch him for me.
King,
all right.
suited king.
We did it.
For mine.
85.
Huh?
85.
85%?
No, 85,000 chips.
Both.
I can't imagine.
It's prepay.
It is, but is Jason Kuhn's top made of velvet? It looks velvety.
Certainly looks like it. You think people are stepping up their game because of Garza?
I sure hope so.
Anywhere? Halfway there. Chop it up.
Kuhn flops a pair of 5s on an all-spade board here. The 2-10 still in the lead. 5 outs twice for Jason.
Okay, now he's got chop outs for real. Yeah, I might be okay with it right now.
King of hearts.
4
You
outs
should definitely take a shot.
to a win.
I'll take a 10 of clubs. 10 of
And
clubs.
any club for a chop. Is it there?
Forgive him.
No.
game.
The 8 of diamonds on the end, and Jason Kuhn
I fucked your money.
I didn't want to say that. I came close 5.
came in
He's way dead.
4th in chips.
I still believe
And
in
you
the
still
Slightly
believe
behind
in it.
Negreanu and finishes
You would have bet it.
in
I would
5th.
not have bet it. Because
Oh, and a big upgrade for Imirovic as he goes from 9-deuce suited to Cowboys on the button. Oh, boy,
Wow.
ace-king suited for Badziakouski, and this could be trouble, Maria.
Yikes.
I feel like a fuse may have been lit here. You know the tendency that ace-king has to be willing to get all the chips in the middle.
Especially button versus big blind. Effective stack here is 50 big blinds. That is, I'm sure, Vic's stack. And
Here comes the 3-bet, 275,000 from Badziakouski. And is the next step for Imirovic if he wants to raise all of it, or is there still some 4-bet depth available?
I think off of 50 bigs, there definitely is some 4-bet depth available to him as an option. Just interesting how he would like to proceed in terms of,
475?
yeah, there we go, trying to induce somehow from the chip leader.
And with this specific hand, I'm not sure that it would have mattered.
Right.
I feel like Badziakouski might have been willing, especially given he has Imirovic covered, to call and all in. But now it looks like the responsibility for that play is going to be placed in his corner, in kind of a weird spot for him. Do you just flat another 200 with the ace-king suited? No, you go all in, says Mikita. And a snap call from Imirovic, who has Badziakouski in bad shape.
This is kind of an important spot for you, gentlemen.
Folded 8-7.
It's not good.
I didn't fold an ace. Or a king.
You said ace or 8?
8.
The
8,
two
7.
biggest
I'm feeling
stacks
less
at the
confident.
table.
He said 8-7.
Yeah.
Clashing
I know, I feel
here.
less and less confident. No aces folded.
That's a random. I had the 8-7.
And Davies and Negreanu would be rooting for an
Not like
ace or a jack now that the queen-queen-10 rolls off, as it'll be good
Diamond?
for an almost $50,000 pay jump from 4th to 3rd.
Queen.
King's still good right now. Oh, the turn. A jack. Badziakouski makes Broadway, but it's not over yet. Imirovic has the spade draw.
Oh, I do. I didn't even notice it. That's nice.
We'll hope.
Could also hit a king or a queen. But he is now the man behind and needs help. Some chop outs as well.
Good luck, everybody.
4 of clubs.
You sure you're covered?
Ices it.
Yeah, I had 1265 to start.
Yeah, I mean, that's 1.5.
Okay.
And a very improbable bust out requiring a special combination of hands.
You want the other one?
Imirovic showered in 4th. I know that our crack staff
Okay,
would
fine.
not give us a bio that was errant.
Yes, he's 47. You are-
Speaking of errors,
Yeah.
there's a glitch in this matrix for Seth Davies. He's got ace-queen. Badziakouski with ace-king has min-raise opened on the button. Generally speaking, we would almost always see a 3-bet out of Davies, but would there ever be an argument in favor of limping as we see him jam?
I call?
Snap call from Badziakouski, and Davies knows that's bad news.
Yeah, Davies just not thinking that obviously there's going to be too many hands that can call 40 bigs. But Bads just happened to get dealt one of them.
But I go back to, and I'm not trying to be results-oriented, we have no idea how this pot is going to play out. Given the landscape, are there times where maybe this ace-queen would opt to just flat? Or is that just too passive? Oh! Why flat when you can just bink
yeah.
top pair and leave ace-king in a world of hurt?
Wow.
Thoughts, Maria?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think some players may have elected to play it differently, but you can also make the argument that the shove is just going to be unexploitable, you know.
And a very narrow range of hands that Badziakouski is going to be
Yeah.
able to call with. As we see the turn is clean. Just got to fade a king, which Davies does. And
1,045,000.
in the process, he is going to be your new chip leader when the dust settles.
You know what I was doing when I was 29, Ali? I was losing my phone in nightclubs.
Schmammered.
Nice Broadway suited variety here on the button. Uh-oh.
Not as nice as ace-king suited. No shot. This one's getting linked.
180.
And indeed, 180 to go, says Davies. Two of the diamonds he wouldn't mind seeing are going to go into the muck.
Bad's playing 30 bigs effective. Certainly could be considering a couple different options with this type of holding. Of course, you do see Negreanu with a shorter stack than you, so may not be too interested in taking the high variance route, but couldn't blame him if he did, just because you would expect that Davies will have some 3-bet bluffs from the small blind, but does elect to call and see a flop, and it's just the kind of hand that can flop so well. Really want to get to 3.
But also the kind of hand that had Bads open for a reasonable raise sizing might be buckling under the sort of pressure this ace-king would have applied in the form of a 3-bet. So Bads able to limp and call and flops himself a Broadway draw on an ace-high monotone board, which gives Davies top pair, top kicker. 440 in the middle.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I didn't realize that Bads did limp in from the button. So yes, just facing an open raise from Davies. Certainly like the call pre.
Heavily downsized c-bet from Davies. This is just 10% of the pot. Bads will make the call, and walk me through why we would bet just 45,000, Maria.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for the most part, yes, the monotone board does feel a little bit scary, but Davies still, you know, having a really good hand, at least on the flop, before this 2 of spades comes off on the turn. And so wants to be able to keep Badziakouski in there with a lot of these type of hands that don't actually have a lot of equity against Davies holding, making their floats a little bit wider.
Davies now choosing to check after the 4th spade comes off. And might this line suggest to Badziakouski that Davies is spadeless? Of course, we know Mikita is spadeless as well, but it's not the point. He's got position and could take a pen to paper here and tell a story.
125.
135?
25.
And there is chapter 1 in the I've got a flush tail.
Yeah, and if you ask me, he's going to have to be ready for chapter 2. The thing is Badziakouski has quite a few suited spade combos, considering he limped in. When you limp and then call a raise, certainly you could be a little bit wider with some of the weaker suited holdings. Doesn't really have to be of the Broadway variety.
Trip aces now on the river as Davies made the call. This will make things really interesting. Should Seth choose to check again, which he does. Now 780 in the middle. And the sizing that Bads came with on the turn, Maria, suggests that he was prepared to have to fire at it again. Wasn't the sort of sizing, I think, that was going to automatically shed Davies.
Yeah, as you can see, stack to pot ratio, Badziakouski has just a little bit over pot behind.
All in here would be so polarizing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you take a smaller sizing on the river, you can include some of those middling flushes, but if you go big, that would end up taking some of those weaker flushes out of your range.
500.
500,000 into this 780, and that is such a meaningful portion of Bads' remaining stack. It's almost like moving all in for him, given it feels like a commitment.
Yeah, definitely not an easy sizing for Seth to decipher. Holding trip aces on a 4 flush board, can't feel too good about his hand regardless. And not only should we give Badziakouski credit for taking this line, but Badziakouski is also giving Seth credit for being able to fold a hand like trip aces. You know, this may not be the kind of play you would want to make against somebody that you don't think would be willing to fold.
Yeah, calling stations don't get this sort of action. Davies has already invested $350K into this pot and is using multiple time extensions now.
Yeah, you see Davies checking how many time extensions he has left, perhaps already anticipating that this decision is tough enough where he may need to use more than one. Oh, and
wow.
Wow.
3?
Yeah.
Best hand goes into the muck, and 3 time extensions are burned in the process.
Yeah, didn't realize he was already that deep into the extensions, and Mikita gets away with one there.
Yes, he does. The pre-internet boom and then the post-Black Friday. Daniel certainly qualifies.
Yeah, especially playing at the highest levels still.
Just so you respect my limbs.
I've been respecting him.
We showed a jack. Queen. Oh.
Really, the other one that immediately comes to mind has to be Seidel.
Respecting.
Sure. The cyborg.
They're such good raising hands.
Oh, hello. This is a welcome sight. On the button, no less, for Bads. The hand's so good, it wants company. Oh, Negreanu with 2 6s in the big blind.
All in.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Runs into it.
Trap. All right, well, what do you want me to do? If you would have raised, I wasn't folding anyway. All right. 2 6s left. You didn't have a 6, right?
I had an 8 and a 2.
So, no, I didn't get my straights covered.
Dire straits for Daniel Negreanu, who got it all in there for his last 12 big blinds with these 2 6s. Can he flop a set or some equity?
That's going to be hard to win.
Top set
Yeah,
for
Queen, I guess?
Badziakouski.
Whatever. Let's just move on to the 50K. That's the one to win anyway. Waste my time in this thing. All right.
Yeah,
Negreanu draws dead
Good
on the turn.
Good game, man. Good. All right.
Really can't identify anything that he did wrong, and most of that probably has to do with the fact that he's a lot better than me at poker. But
Which way?
We do the move
nevertheless,
thing, right?
he did his thing,
Do you
and
think maybe we could
sometimes the
sit on
deck
the
just
blind
does
just so
not
we get,
cooperate.
like,
Yeah, for sure.
weaker?
Definitely. All in.
Davies asks for all of it.
And Badziakouski might hear another
20 bigs.
inner dialogue.
Well, how close is Jack 9 suited sitting with 21 bigs, Maria? Not that close, right?
God damn it. 1740 minus 71, 6.
I think he knows that he's going to be
60, which
pretty
is 21
live.
big. I'm calling versus. God damn it.
Might still be a little too many bigs.
Yeah, that's. Why am I sinking? Easy.
He's going to take his chance with
Wow.
the live ones.
Surprising. It seemed like Bads was going to muck, and then suddenly he said, what am I thinking about? And made this call. Is this what you expected?
I think it was obvious that it was close. I think maybe I personally thought that it was going to hit the muck after being somewhat deliberated. But
Well, a spin of the wheel here for Bads with Jack 9. He is behind on the King 4
Queen.
tray board.
For a sweat. Queen or 10?
Tournament life
How about an ace?
is at risk.
Ace for a sweat.
Ace
Oh,
is
we got
not
the
a
close
sweat.
up over here.
And here comes the turn. It is a 7, and now Badziakouski with just 6
9 for a
outs
sweat.
once to stay alive.
Give him the queen.
So you're looking in this one?
Yeah, let's look over here.
And the river is a 9.
Sorry.
1.75.
I don't think you're sorry.
So
Queen 10 for Bads on the button.
Certainly good enough to put Davies in.
10 seconds. Oh.
But Mikita will choose to limp. Can't imagine Davies will do anything other than say run it, which he does with Jack 4. Sitting on just 825K to start this pot. He flops himself top pair against the gut shot. Davies checking it over to Mikita. Bads fires 100K.
Seconds.
225.
Oh, and
25.
kind of a cutesy choice here from Davies as he makes it 225K, just north of a min raise, but obviously a significant portion of his remaining stack. And why not just get it all in there? Is it because you're going to try to get value?
Yeah, I think that that's exactly what he intended to do. Maybe get one more straight shove on the turn if Bads calls, but instead Bads puts him all in, looking for that overcard plus gut shot equity to come through.
Are you surprised to see Mikita ship it?
No, I think once he bets, I think he's got to imagine he's got enough equity to go with it.
And so the Queen 10 looks at a 7 on the turn and still needs a 9
I got
for
a
the straight.
draw.
10 or a queen. 10. No good.
hey, where is it?
Oh! And the
I was
9 on the
running too good in
river
this tournament.
slips right in there.
Good stuff.
Seth Davies finishing in second place, and Mikita Badziakouski notching the win
Yeah, we
for
gotta wait for it.
$342,000. Thank you, and thank you to everybody for joining us here on today's coverage of the 25K No Limit Hold'em. As Jeff mentioned, the 50K final table will come your way tomorrow, and then the 100K the day after that as the heat turns up here in the race for the purple jacket. In the meantime, on behalf of my co-host Maria Ho and our entire crew here in Las Vegas, I'm Ali Najad saying so long, and we'll see you tomorrow.